I remember from college there was this one guy who could do really good Al Pacino impersonations. One of the things he would always used to say was, "Hoo-wah!" It was so stupid, like I don't know where that was even from, like what movie Al Pacino ever said that, if he did. If anyone knows, please let me know. But for me, you don't get more Al Pacino than from the movie Heat. Why did I get mixed up with that bitch? Because she got a great ass! Ferocious, aren't I? And with that in mind, let's get into the review of Christopher Nolan's third film, Insomnia. The film opens up with really beautiful shots of Alaska catching the glaciers and waterfalls. It's almost like a postcard where it's like, hey, come to Alaska! Except if you're a sleep-deprived detective investigating a murder. Al Pacino's character, Detective Dormer, is a hero cop who is pretty well known in the police force. His partner, who he's traveling to Alaska with, named Hap, is actually working with Internal Affairs to investigate a previous case Dormer actually worked on. So right away we can tell that these two are definitely not buddies. The two are welcomed by Hilary Swank's Ellie Burr, who just adores Dormer and wishes to be that hero cop she sees Dormer as. But pretty soon we see that her hero is not all perfect in bright and shining armor. Once they follow the killer, who's played by the late Robin Williams, who does a terrific job by the way, they track him in a cabin near a lake that's covered in a ton of fog. Worst place to pursue a criminal. And in the midst of that fog, Dormer shoots his partner Hap. The brilliant thing what this movie does is the way how it was shot and edited makes you actually question, did he do it on purpose? Because there's actually enough evidence to support either case. What will make the audience even question Dormer's own morality is the fact that he covers up what he did with a lie to the police department. What makes it even worse is the fact that Dormer came to Alaska at a time where the sun doesn't go down. So a combination of the sun not going down and the guilt that he has, plus the blackmailing from the killer he's trying to catch, is causing him to become sleep deprived. And thus we have the movie Insomnia. This movie is actually the lowest rated Christopher Nolan movie on IMDb at a 7.2, which isn't horrible, but even so, I'm just really puzzled because there's a lot to really like about this movie. The cinematography is just beautiful, and the acting from everyone is just great. This is actually the last great Al Pacino leading role movie that I've seen where he's just brilliant. I know he's passionate about theater, so he probably took a break from film acting for some time, but this movie came out in 2002, and I haven't seen him as good as he was in this movie. Just seeing it actually makes you miss him. And of course, Robin Williams. People might question, like, oh, I can't see such a funny guy like Robin Williams as a killer. But his performance is just convincingly so good. He plays the character Walter Finch with such great conviction and actual belief that he thinks he's innocent. But when you just see his actions, you know there's something really wrong with this guy. And just seeing both Al Pacino and Robin Williams together in a scene is just so awesome. Because these are both guys who are known for playing big, over-the-top characters. But they both play it down really minimalistic in this film that gives you that sense of realism. And it's just brilliant. I actually saw this movie for the very first time at a Q&A with Christopher Nolan. And you can imagine when I saw him in the room, my hands were just like, ah! Christopher Nolan actually praised Robin Williams' performance in this movie as virtually flawless. And he was pretty damn perfect for the part. I think Robin Williams was actually going towards more serious roles at some point in the late 90s and early 2000s after Good Will Hunting. And this movie just showed how much range he really had. And the great thing that Al Pacino does with Dormer is that he does things that make you question his actions and motives, but at the same time, every time you see him, you just feel bad because you can see in his face he's just filled with regret on what he's done. I think it's fun to actually see this film in a side-by-side comparison with Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight because the characters in both of these films do questionable things. The difference is that in The Dark Knight, Batman sees the justification in hiding the truth, whereas in Insomnia, the main character Dormer is burdened by it. Guys, Insomnia is a brilliant character-driven film that has been overlooked and is easily one of Christopher Nolan's best works. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I've actually never seen the original Norwegian film that had Stellan Skarsgård. Skarsgård. I hope I'm saying that right. But what'd be awesome is if the Criterion Collection actually had the remake combined together with the original film. That would make sense, and it would be certainly a must-buy if they ever did that, which unfortunately I don't think they ever will. Luckily, I found the film in a combo pack with Seven and Devil's Advocate. Really, I bought it for these two movies. Devil's Advocate, in all honesty, I don't know what the hell Devil's Advocate's doing in this pack. It's not an Al Pacino trilogy. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. I'm going to be really excited to be reviewing Christopher Nolan's next film. He's here. The Batman begins. I remember seeing that trailer 12 years ago, and I remember always laughing every time I saw Cillian Murphy's delivery of that line. See you guys in the next video. Bye.